listening to Into the Spotlight with Osaka Jack on Everfree Network. Hello everyone, this is Osaka Jack with Into the Spotlight on Everfree Network. With me today I have someone who may be able to give us some information about something that's upcoming and returning from the dead, as it were. Karen Padilla, hello.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm okay. It is October, as of recording this. We had a very decent lunar eclipse last night.
It looks very nice.
Which I forgot my camera for. So I only had my iPhone, and I could only take rinky-dinky pics, but that's okay, because it was still very pretty. It
was a nice color.
Yes. Yeah, a deep orange moon in the middle of October, there's nothing better.
Oh, I agree. Blood moon on a Halloween month? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Well, blood moon, and honestly, before it, I would just call it a pumpkin moon. I know that's not the official name. I know it's a harvest moon. I know. But come on.
Well, it was orange, not red. I mean, it was red as soon as it hit the horizon, but you're right.
Yep.
It was orange.
Yeah. So pumpkin moon. It's a new thing. Pass it on.
It's like your bread.
Yeah, exactly. The pumpkin bread. Though, honestly, it's Japanese pumpkin, so that's green, not orange.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which is odd because all the coloring is orange. Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, Japanese pumpkins are green, and they're eaten more like a regular vegetable. You can slice them up and stew them or make soup, and you can't really do that with American pumpkins so well. But Japanese pumpkins make crappy pie.
From personal experience?
Yes.
Oh, no.
There are times where a Japanese student will hear of something and not really research it and try to do it. We had some woman who I had mentioned how hard it was to get cornbread here. So she came back. She had baked bread, and on the top of the bread were many, many kernels of corn that she had put on there.
That's adorable.
It was
that sounds like pizza out there.
Yes, pretty much. It wasn't bad, but I'm like, this is not cornbread. This is bread with corn.
Oh, that's funny though.
It is. Appreciated the effort, but yeah. Well, for those who might not be familiar with who you are, could you describe who are you? What do you do?
Well, I am the con-chair of Equestria LA. So basically, I make sure that everything's running well and correctly, so that we can put on a great convention. And I'm also an organizer for the SoCal Bronies meetup group.
Okay, all right. So, well, let's do a little bit of EQLA for a bit. I guess people don't refer to that, do they?
EQLA? No, it's usually EQLA, but I haven't heard EQLA before. I think I'm going to start using that to harass my staff.
It saves one syllable, so technically it is an abbreviation, but...
Right.
EQLA.
Sounds like I don't know, sounds like a horse product or something.
Well, that would work. I think it sounds like a cheap imitation of coffee sweetener.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, gosh, could you imagine?
EQLA, the horse coffee sweetener.
The sweetener horses prefer.
When asked if you want a different brand, just say nay.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, I made that pun, and I'm going to say
let's not start doing bad puns.
Well, Equestria LA has not been running for a while, has it? I mean, we had Equestria LA, and then Equestria LA stopped.
Yeah, basically, at the end of 2013, well, at the end of our run of 2013, which was May, we started gearing up for 2014 with the intention that we would have one. And as time went on, people started realizing, we've been doing this for 2 years. Our lives have come to a standstill. People need to get done with school. People need to move on with work. So everyone kind of just went their own ways. And, I kept holding on to the idea that maybe we would bring it back. Maybe it wasn't dead.
Right.
And I went back and forth quite a bit. And, all of the core staff knows that I was talking about it and hemming and hawing. And one day it was, yes, let's end it. And the next day it was, no, let's keep doing it. Because, I'd hear all these great stories about how people loved it and how they were able to meet other bronies, and that was something that they had a hard time doing.
Sure.
So it was just kind of like, why would I stop this? But then, so funny. Then finally in March of this year, I said, you know what? Yes, we're not going to do an Equestria LA because we haven't talked about it in months.
Mm-hmm.
So, I went, all right, I'm going to close everything down. And a lot of people agreed. And a lot of the problem too was everyone's burned out. So
Sure.
we needed to find new staff, but we couldn't find reliable new staff.
Mm.
So when I started shutting things down in March, and I made a really offhand tweet that I really didn't think about before I tweeted, and I should have.
Mm.
It just got huge traction. It was all over all the pony media sites.
Mm.
But shortly after that, so many people came out of the woodwork, and they were like, "We want to help, and let's bring Equestria LA back." And there's a group in San Diego that's trying to put together a convention, and then HarmonyCon was trying to put together a convention. So there's all these people that want one in Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at BronyCon, and I was just talking to some of my former staff. And Equestria LA rolled around to begin with because I had gone to BronyCon, and I said, we need one just like this on the West Coast.
Right.
So very full circle, I feel. I was at BronyCon, and I finally decided, let's bring Equestria LA back. And I wasn't aware of HarmonyCon at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I had heard that the San Diego convention group was trying, but they didn't have anything solid yet. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, well, if I can get enough people, let's do it. And sure enough, I mean, there's only a few positions that we're still looking for,
Right.
which I think are going to fill up in the next few weeks. But we look like we have a full staff. So
Yay.
That's kind of how it all happened. And I know there's been a few comments with wow, these people are really unstable in their decisions. But
Really?
we didn't want to shut it down to begin with. So
yeah. Really unstable because, frankly, and I don't know. All right, call me biased. Everybody can hate whatever they like. I would much rather a convention not run when they're not sure that they can do it, rather than attempt to do something half-assed.
I agree with you because there is a certain standard that we all like to uphold for Equestria LA, and
Sure.
it certainly wasn't going to get that for a 2014 convention. Mm-hmm. 2 conventions in 6 months lead time when all these other conventions are getting a full year. I mean,
yeah,
it's a pretty big feat.
Actually, possibly by the time this is aired, Japan PonyCon will have already gone. This is our 3rd convention this year.
Wow. I want to go to one. I got to find out when they're happening, maybe.
Well, the next one will be in May of next year.
Oh, so good timing then.
Could be, yes, could be. But no, we were actually the first convention of this year. We January 4th, and then we had one in May, and now we're having one in November 1st. And we've all pretty much decided, yeah, let's not do 3 a year anymore. This is killing us.
Yeah, it's
Please,
a lot
let's
of work,
not
right?
do it again.
Even having done it,
Mm-hmm.
it's still a lot of work. You still
Okay.
know how to put the puzzle pieces together, but it still takes that time and that effort.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
This isn't something you just sneeze out and call your buddies and, hey, how about next weekend? Cool, I'll bring beer. All right, I'll bring pizza. Woo!
Yeah.
No, it doesn't happen. Yeah,
It'd
it
be
takes a lot
nice
of
if
work.
it did.
That would be, yes, that would be nice, but no, not going to happen.
Right.
Though honestly, I would see a lot of draw for the beer and pizza PonyCon. Just, whoever wants to come over, we'll watch some stuff, have pizza, beer. Come on.
Yeah, beer pong for charity. I think that would be great.
Ooh, yeah. I am all about. Of course, I think every convention should have should include the target audience.
Yes, absolutely.
I think if there was ever a warning flag about LPU, it was that it was not kid friendly.
Right, and that's something that we were very adamant about too,
Oh, yes.
because in the early days we actually talked directly with Hasbro, which so did BronyCon, so did Everfree Northwest. So that wasn't uncommon for the earlier conventions.
Yeah.
But that was something we really had to push with them because they disliked the bronies in the beginning, and And so we had to say it's kids friendly.
Yeah,
Kids
yeah.
friendly? It's kid friendly. And we had to make sure there wasn't going to be anything inappropriate, and
Mm,
we didn't have any like 18 plus because we were nervous.
sure.
I think you can have an 18 plus section to your convention now, a
Yes.
little safer.
Hmm.
But that's actually something we're focusing a lot on the new EQLA, is having specific kid programming
That's good.
where only kids are admitted,
Oh,
which,
yeah.
yeah,
I,
kids
I
are
think
fun.
it's very important, and I absolutely believe that it's necessary. However, at the same time, I would not object to a convention where minors were not admitted, just so there could be beer and R movies if we wanted.
Oh, sure. You could even do that. Like, the normal convention closes at 6 or 7 p.m.
Hmm.
And then it's wristband only, must show ID situation. Actually, that would be quite fun. I
That's
got to
actually,
think
yeah,
on that.
that's a good idea. We could do similar to the arcades in Japan.
Yeah.
One of the I think it's the most excellent rule possible. Every arcade in Japan, anybody can come and go into the arcades until 8 so what was it 8 p.m. At 8 p.m. everybody 16 and under has to leave.
I remember when I was old enough
Hmm.
to
And
go into the arcades after hours.
yep, and then at 9 p.m. everybody 18 and under has to leave. So yeah, the last few hours of the arcade, it's just adults.
Yeah, because I was 21.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Japan, if you're 20, you're technically an adult, so
Right. Well,
drinking and
so I think maybe I was 20 because we were drinking and we were
hmm.
like, hey, we're not supposed to be. It's probably what it was. But yeah, I remember as a kid,
Hmm.
arcade, early,
Yeah, yeah.
actually in Okinawa,
Oh yeah, that's right.
make you go home real early.
Yeah, so that would, that yeah. I'm thinking about this, the better of an idea it sounds. I would like that for a convention. But
I
yes,
think
I
that
think
would be quite a bit of fun.
kids area is very important as well. Hmm. I can't remember what we were talking about that got us to this point, but that's kind of irrelevant, I
Oh, I
suppose.
think
Oh,
beer
just
pong for
EQLA. Okay,
charity.
right, right, yeah, okay. But despite there not being a 2014 EQLA, it has risen.
It has. It's back from the dead.
Yes.
And my sincerest hope, since I can't give any actual dates yet,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
like I said, when I know, everyone else will know.
Yep.
I'm really hoping for 2015. I couldn't begin to tell you where in 2015,
Sure.
but we would like about a year to plan. So,
Yeah, right.
the longer our venue contacts take, obviously the longer attendees will probably have to wait, but
Sure. Sure.
we'll see what we can do.
You know what? Do a New Year's Eve party. You'll be the last one of the year and the first one of the year.
Sure. What, this year for like
Yeah.
a month and a half lead?
Yeah, why not?
Hey, we've done 6 months before. Why not?
You just take, the number of people you had for 6 months and quadruple it. You got a month and a half, you're fine. It's
Oh,
okay.
all right, we're doing it. I mean, my staff will freak out when they hear this because this is going to air like what, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks from now?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's even less time, but
yeah.
no, we can
Shh.
do it. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Just work harder, not smarter. Wait, no. Hold on.
No.
Wait, yeah. Work outside the box because it's smarter and it's a new paradigm. Something
Wow,
like that.
I wonder. I would be willing to put together a convention real quick if it could be something done in a kind of a charitable cause, like, if we get it done in so many days, people match X amount of money to donate for charity.
Oh, that's interesting. So
And the longer it
speed
takes,
con.
the less money we make.
Right, right.
That could be kind of fun.
Make sure you clear your calendar beforehand, though.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm like, yeah, I need to take a leave of absence from my job for the next month.
Yeah. Have there been? So EQLA is happening. Obviously, going to be Los Angeles area.
Yes.
I mean,
And, before anyone complains, Anaheim is still in the running.
okay.
And as long as we're in lower Anaheim, we're still EQLA.
I don't know geography for Southern California so well, so I'll just smile and nod. But yes, okay.
Well, Lower Anaheim is LA, right? That
Oh, gotcha.
could have been
Okay, okay.
changed for some people that were not like in the heart of Los Angeles, but and not to say anything negative about any of the other cons, but a lot of these conventions are in very metropolitan areas, and it can get a little bit dangerous for people who aren't used to the city.
Very
And
true.
and LA's not a dangerous, scary place, but I wouldn't want our attendees wandering around at midnight in downtown LA.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
So, I think sticking it in a place that's a little more tourist friendly,
Hmm.
used to people walking around at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, because Disneyland is getting all their, attendees out for the evening. I think
Sure.
that just makes sense.
And really, technically, you could have the convention in Louisiana, and it would still match the acronym.
That's true.
Hmm.
New Orleans. All right. Oh, someone's already doing one in New Orleans, I think,
Yeah,
right?
it's DerpyCon South.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Well, don't worry, Derpy Cons. We won't take over your space.
If you're terrible at spelling, you could do it on Long Island.
Oh, yeah. Long Island.
Long Island. It'll be an Applejack themed. Everybody can only say A instead of I. Long Island.
Where else could we stick Equestralia? There's got to be like countries around the world, even.
Lithuania.
Oh, I bet they don't have a pony convention.
You know what? I don't think they do. I can check the PonyCon app, but I'm pretty sure they don't as of this point.
Here we come.
Woohoo!
We could do anything in Lower Australia.
There you go. Or Leeds, Australia.
Oh, Leeds, Australia might work.
Yeah, heck yeah. Trying to think of something that works in Japan, but because you have an L, it's kind of
Yeah, it would have to
no.
be. Well, I mean, if you pronounce your R's a little more like an
Yeah,
L.
that's true. That's true. But I'm kind of off the top of my
I'm
head,
still drawing a blank.
yeah, having problems coming up with a place that has an R and then an A. I've got nothing. Okay.
Yeah, no, I can't think of anything.
Man, that's all right.
Sorry, Japan.
That's all right. We'll have to make do with our 3 conventions a year from PonyCon. Japan PonyCon.
That'll be the big announcement. EQLA in Lithuania.
Nobody remembers it, but one of the very classic Saturday Night Live skits was just a fake news report that just for cultural exchange, Russia and America have agreed to exchange the people in Georgia's.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So it's hilarious because you get, these women in the babushkas walking around in deep south, and then deep southern people from Georgia in like the Georgian area freezing with, small.
Oh,
I
geez.
was laughing my butt off, but I don't think enough people knew at that time that Georgia was an area in what was then USSR. So,
Right. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look that up. That's hilarious.
oh, it was so funny. It was so funny.
Well, it's because American schools don't teach geography outside of America. Although I don't know many people who could name all the capitals and states anyway.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Columbus is the capital of Ohio. There's Montgomery, Alabama, south of Helena, Montana. Thanks to Animaniacs, I can.
That's true. That's how we learned in school too.
The Animaniacs song? Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was in high school when that came out, and most of my teachers just scoffed when I suggested that maybe they should introduce this to the class as an easy way to remember it.
No, I distinctly remember. I think it was in 5th grade. We were using that song
Wow.
to learn it all.
I am pleased to hear this. That's great. I had one teacher who allowed me to bring in a VCR tape of the Nations of the World, provided that I could provide a transcript for it, which at the time I had to type out because the internet didn't really exist very well back then.
Well, if you wanted to dial in and wait a couple hours.
Yeah, but nobody had done it.
That wouldn't exist on there, you're right.
Yeah.
This was back when there was maybe a couple thousand websites on the internet.
A little bit more than that. Give me a little bit of credit. But this
No,
was
I
around
mean,
the
I
time.
remember.
Yeah. This was
I'm
the
not
time
trying to
that,
call you old. I'm just saying, like, I remember when
Right.
there wasn't much.
This is, you knew that somebody in the family was connecting to the internet.
And if someone picked up the phone, it was like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
I laughed my butt off in our school, the school that I work at. Our previous location was actually inside a department store, and right next to us there was a jewelry shop, and they claimed to be on like cutting edge of technology and could get the latest rare metal prices. And every time a customer would come in and request that, we would hear. I'm like, oh my god, they're
Do they
using
go into an IS
dial-up.
chat room to get that information?
They're using dial-up to connect to their source that tells them the most recent rare metal pricing. Like, I can find it
Wow.
on my phone faster than you can connect.
I wonder if they were running an AOL disk or Netscape.
Possibly Netscape. AOL probably not, since it was in Japan.
Oh, okay. So maybe Netscape.
Yeah, could be Netscape. Guarantee you they used only Internet Explorer.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, everybody, you can scoff, but right now, if you want to use a savings account in Japan, most banks, if you're going to use online, they require to use Internet Explorer, or it won't work.
That's the American government too. To this day, I use Internet Explorer because I know it better than any of the other web browsers, and it's
Really?
just because I use it for work.
Okay. Huh. Wow.
I don't know, maybe it's safer. I have no clue. I
I
doubt
don't
it.
I don't think it's safer, but I think it's just what they were aware of first, and so they made the rules for, and like something new came out, work. Meh, meh, meh.
All the IT people are going to be like, it's not safer. Okay. Opera, Safari, Chrome. Any of those are probably safer than Internet Explorer, but that's what people know, so that's what they use.
Yep. hmm Similar to how every business in Japan is required to have a working fax machine. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
joking. I'm not joking. You got to have a fax machine, I think, legally.
Is that so that the government can contact them?
No, I think it's more of a customer service thing so that your customers can contact you,
Oh, interesting.
which is hilarious because I don't
Hmm.
think we've ever had a student contact us by fax, but we've got the fax machine connected to our copier.
Can't you just do e-fax now, though?
You can,
Scan it in, send it with an email?
but yeah.
Well, but wow, that's impressive considering where Japan is in technology today.
Japan is the highest and the fastest and the slowest in technology, as far as I'm concerned. They they will cling to the old technology like nothing else, but they will innovate and create the new stuff. And I don't know. Part of me likes that, and part of me gets really frustrated by it.
Well, maybe that says something for the reliability of fax machines. I don't know. But
This is
they're
true.
certainly single-handedly keeping fax machine companies in business.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Similar to
funny.
how. Okay, no, I'll move on from that. I'm sure people are like, "Are you going to talk about anything soon?" No, be quiet.
No, we're going to talk about fax machines in Japan, not EQLA.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Well, and there's an event coming up soonish, as of releasing this, that will be EQLA related.
Yes.
The Gigaga.
EQLA, yeah. EQLA is presenting the SoCal Bronies Grand Galloping Gala for this year. And it's going to be November 14th.
Okay.
And can I give you a link that you can put
Yes,
maybe
absolutely.
somewhere? Okay, awesome. So there's an Eventbrite link that will be included somewhere
hmm
for you
Be in
guys
the
to click.
YouTube description if nowhere else, so click on that.
And yeah, tickets are $20 right now, and it's masquerade themed. The one before that was like Casino Royale themed, so we're just gonna pick a different theme every year, I think. But
Okay.
we're encouraging formal wear because
Is
that's
it
well,
required?
if you can come in costume instead, then that's your option. And
Okay.
if you happen to be dressed as a truck driver, then I guess we can't not let you enter. But you know, I mean, last time we enforced formal wear, and it went over really well. Everyone really liked it. So
Okay, that's good.
I think we're going to keep doing that because you don't really get to dress up for much anymore.
That's
So
true. That's very
why
true.
not throw a nod to your high school prom event and then make you dress up for it?
That, yeah. For those that had proms anymore, I know a lot of schools are cutting them, which is sad.
Oh, I did not know that.
Some principals have decided that, and I would agree with this, that the setup to the prom has just become too much of a spectacle.
Okay, fair enough.
I can partially understand that, but I would say rather than cancel the prom, just make it semi-formal. Just
Right.
drop it down a notch rather than eliminate it completely. But hey, what do
Well,
I know? I'm not a principal.
yeah, you could. You can make it semi-formal like your homecoming,
Yeah,
because I think there's another formal dance in the fall as well, or winter.
really?
The winter formal, maybe.
Huh?
Um, well, at least I think that's what my school did.
Could be. Ours had two, just homecoming and prom. That was it.
Well, the other thing they could do with prom is make it seniors only, because I know my school did juniors and seniors.
My school was juniors and seniors, but either one could bring a younger date. So
Right,
I was senior, but I had a sophomore date.
right.
That's how it worked. But I don't know.
I don't know. Well, yeah, because it's nails, and that's like $60, and then you have to go get the dress, and that's if you're stuck up and have high standards, that's several $100s, and then you have to get a pedicure, which is another $30, and
I'd have to rent the
shoes
tux and then rent the limo if you're
and
going
the
to limo.
limo, the corsage,
Corsages, yeah.
yep, your
And
hair done, and your
the actual
makeup.
ticket itself.
Yeah, the ticket, which I don't even know what those tickets cost. Was it $20, $40,
It was higher for us.
$80?
Not that high, but it was in the $60 range for us. But I don't know. I don't know what it is anymore, but that's what it was for me long ago, before the days of internet.
Well, and they
And
should just have it in the high school gym, because one year my school rented out like the Del Mar race grounds. I was like, that's not cheap.
we
Why are
rented
you
a
spending that kind
hall.
of money?
We rented a hall just because they had catering with the hall rental and
Hmm.
cleanup, which was, yeah, that was a big thing. Nobody wanted to clean up.
Come on, nobody's got to feed those kids. Have punch, have water. They're going to spend a ton of money on crappy food ahead of time anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Plus, you also, well, plus renting another place avoids a carry incident. So,
What about like a trash bag prom where like everyone just wears trash bags?
is this going to be Grand Galloping Gala 2? Or the next
Oh
theme?
man, that's my theme, trash bag prom.
Woohoo! So, next Grand Galloping Gala will be Trash Bag. Awesome.
Yes, and I'll tell the staff right now.
Woohoo! Yes, and all
They're
it's
going to
just,
be so excited.
so they've got 2 months to get a con together, and then we'll say, oh, week and a half for the Trash Bag one? That sounds good.
Yeah, well, trash bags. I mean, that should take what, 3 hours to put together?
At most, yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, if trash bags are your theme, bam, you've got balloons right there.
Oh, well, that's true.
Yep. Just big old trash bag balloons everywhere, and slice them up into strips. There you've got your garlands and
I will
streamers.
accept paper bags as well.
Ooh, hey, there we go. Equal opportunity.
We can be a little, well, that's not green at all, is it? Recycled
No.
trash bag.
Hey, you know what? We'll even say people can bring canvas bags. There we go. Now we're green.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the reusable kind from the
Yep.
store.
Hmm.
Okay. You
Fantastic.
get 99 cents off of your ticket.
Is that how it works?
I think it's 99 cents for one of those bags. Well, I
Interesting.
mean, San Diego hasn't yet gone to the dark side where
Right.
they make you pay for plastic bags, but San Francisco, I believe, does. Parts of LA
Huh.
do. So
It's
it's kind of
different.
funny.
It's different by store over here. I know one charges 5 cents for every plastic bag, which is ridiculous. Another one, the one that I like, that I use, if you don't use a bag, then you get extra points put on your card,
Oh,
which can
cool.
be used for cash later. But if you do get a bag, then there's no punishment for it. I prefer this system.
I like that.
Yeah.
Rewarding the people who go out of their way.
Yes,
Let me tell
exactly.
you something. I have those bags, the reusable ones. I
Hmm.
forget them every single time.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah. I I keep the plastic bags just because my apartment is one of the few in Japan where I don't have to get a specific trash bag for my area. So I can use any bag I'd like. So I use
Oh,
those for
cool.
trash bags. It's not like I'm throwing them away. I am reusing them.
Yeah, I use them for everything. So
Hmm.
walk
Yep.
the dog,
Ah,
clean the cats.
yes. Yeah. Yes, always got to have some bags next to the litter box ready to go, just in case Kitty has a moment,
Yeah.
which happens often.
Twice a day at least.
No, no, not to my cat, but... Well, one of the other things you mentioned you're involved in is the SoCal Brony meetups.
Yes.
How many people on average do you get for these?
Like for meetups themselves,
Yeah.
it really, really depends. SoCal is such a broad area.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just huge, and
Right.
there are sometimes huge mountain chains that divide it up. So I don't know. I would say the LA ones, Orange County ones, definitely. I mean, 50, 60 people,
Oh, wow.
no problem.
Hmm.
San Diego ones can certainly garner 30 to 40.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Public transportation is crappier in San Diego
That's a shame.
than it is. Can I say crappier?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um, than it is like in LA and Orange County where they can get around a little better.
Sure.
And then I guess if you go towards Inland Empire or High Desert, I don't know, a couple dozen maybe, but
Okay.
I haven't heard of many events where it's like 5 people. Unless people just aren't interested or it's last minute or
Mm-hmm.
it's a 3 a.m. run to In and Out, which was happening a lot on the SoCal meetup page for a while,
Mm-hmm.
actually. It would be like spontaneous In and Out meetup, and it's like whoever was on would be like, all right, we're meeting you. And then,
Huh.
you know, 5, 6 people.
That's
Or,
actually pretty cool.
yeah, it is pretty cool. It's not been as active lately, and
Sure.
I don't know if that's just because people have found little groups now, and so they do things without notifying. But I'm hoping the gala will kind of get the activity on the boards
We can
ramped
hope
up a
so.
bit.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
That would be nice.
because I still think there's around 2,000 members. So,
Oh, wow. Okay.
in fact, I'm gonna look that up.
That's still a lot. Well, I'm proud as heck of Japan PonyCon, but yeah, we're still very small. We're hoping to get 200 people attend this year, or this time. Hoping at 200, 225 would be great, but we're seeing.
That's quite a few people, right? Because my understanding is that, at least from what I remember, cartoons that have talking animals as the main character are seen very much as a children programming, right? And then not
Absolutely,
really,
yes.
yeah, so you're not going to get a lot of the anime fans
No.
into it because that's just not their
Yeah,
cup of tea.
unfortunately, that is exactly how it works. And granted, my students know better because I do use Pony to teach English when I can.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Um, very happy my boss lets me do that. That's awesome of her. Um, and there are bronies, and we do get a mix. But yeah, a large part of it is just people see it as a only kids cartoon, and well, they really need to work on their timing because it airs in Osaka at 6:20 in the morning on Saturdays, which is really early.
That is really early. Well, it aired in California, I believe. It used to air at 7 a.m., and then I think they bumped it to 10 a.m. or
I'm
11 a.m.
Tokyo gets the episodes before us. They get them on Tuesday mornings.
What?
But frankly, I'm happy that Osaka has them on Saturday mornings because even though America no longer has Saturday morning cartoons, by God, Osaka does.
That was the saddest thing in the world. When I
I
read
know.
that last week,
I
I couldn't
know.
believe it. No more Saturday morning cartoon programming.
For anybody who's
Just
not
gone.
aware, as of last week, for the first time in 50 years, there are no cartoons on the major networks on Saturday morning anymore. They don't air.
The FCC is to blame for that.
Yeah,
They require
it's
educational programming on those stations, and so they put that educational programming when they're having their least amount of viewerships,
mm-hmm.
which is Saturday morning when kids are watching cartoons.
Yep.
Because kids will go to the Hub or they'll go to Nickelodeon or they'll go to I don't know, all the Disney channels, XD and
Yeah,
Junior and all that. So yeah, that sucks though.
it is. Yeah, it is. So I'm sad that that is the case, but at the same time, I've still got Saturday morning cartoons, even if I've got to get up at 6:20 in the morning to watch them.
Hmm.
I just
Well,
wish
you're
they would
lucky.
announce season 3. I want them to bring season 3 here.
I am really surprised by how behind they are. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
is it? It can't possibly be the post production of syncing voice to.
Not likely. Granted, I mean, season 1 and 2 were, a few years behind. Uh, season 1 started airing in the middle of America waiting for season 3 to start, when you guys had that huge chunk where there was nothing.
Right.
So I got to watch episodes, and they had season 1 and 2 ready when they first announced it. And then season 2 ended, and they did best selection. And a lot of us were like, well, okay, maybe they didn't bring over Equestria Girls and we'll get 13 weeks. No, kept going, kept going. And now they've shown every episode for best selection, and we don't know what's going to happen. They haven't said
Wow.
either way. So we're not even sure there's going to be season 3 in Japan.
Let's see. How does season 2 end? Uh,
Royal Candlelight Wedding.
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you could end it there
You
if you
could,
wanted
yeah.
to.
And the only thing is that they have shown a few advertisements for something or other, and they've said Princess Twilight Sparkle,
Oh, well,
which is
there you
season
go.
3. And
Right.
if they don't release season 3, then there's going to be some kids like, she's a princess because her brother got married?
Right. They're like,
But then again, as we've said, it's talking animals, so they might just say, "Meh, yeah, she's always been a princess, whatever." I don't know.
put on her tiara and she becomes a magical girl.
There we go.
That's how she gets her wings. It's
Mm-hmm.
not because Larson wrote it in.
Nope.
It's because she puts on her magical girl tiara.
I'm so happy that Ponyco of Japan Ponycon does that.
I know, that's really cool.
How many convention OCs have a magical girl transformation sequence? 1!
One.
Though I'm sure there will be others soon.
I kind of hope not. I really hope it's rather unique to Japan PonyCon.
Yeah. And also, I might be absolutely wrong on this, but I'm rather proud of this. Japan Ponycon is going to have a horseshoe game. And I don't know that I've heard of any other convention having horseshoe games.
Mm-mm. I saw you tweeting about it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't heard of any conventions doing that.
And I'm not talking, metal ones. It's an indoor plastic version, so it won't be, an actual high stakes horseshoe
Right.
game. But why has this not become a common thing among pony conventions to have horseshoe games?
I have no clue. I, Horseshoes is a very hard game to play.
I,
So maybe that's why.
really? I don't know. I mean, we're just doing the simplest version. We've got one spoke, and we've got plastic horseshoes, toss 2. Closest person gets the most points. If you get a ringer, it's 3 points. And I've got a ton of toys from Crane Games to give out as prizes.
Well, I mean, that's true because you don't actually have to get the horseshoe around
Right.
the pole or
Mm-hmm.
the bar or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Just whoever is closest is the winner of
Yeah.
that round. And you could do tournament style where it has to be 11 points, but we'll just do a few points.
Well, I went to a brony barbecue several weeks ago, actually,
Mm-hmm.
back in August, and they had the beanbag toss game.
That's fun.
They call it cornhole. I've never heard it called that.
Neither have I.
Um, I'm not going to call it that. I don't like the way it sounds.
No, I've got a
But
different meaning for that word from my area. But
exactly,
anyway.
exactly. But so we were trying to toss these beanbags, and it was impossible. We were just trying to get to 5 points, and 5 points is just getting a beanbag through one of the 3 or 4 drilled holes
Mm-hmm.
in there, and we couldn't do it.
Ha!
So it was insane.
I'm hoping this becomes a common thing, but we'll
That
see.
would be fun.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun.
Maybe it's a legality liability issue in the States.
Possibly for the metal ones, absolutely. I can totally understand that. But these are indoor plastic ones. I've used them at my school, and I've had students chuck them at my head, and it hurts no more than a blind bag would getting chucked at your
Right.
head.
Well, it could be like a venue restriction, maybe, because they're really
Possibly.
finicky about what you can and can't do.
Possibly, I guess.
Like, you can't even put tape on the walls.
Huh, interesting. I didn't know that. We can do tape on the floor, but yeah, I don't know that we can do walls.
They don't want you bringing outside food. There's a lot of restrictions,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
all designed to help vendors and contracts that they have in place.
Right.
Yeah, so I understand.
Hmm.
But it is weird. But maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a liability issue. I
Let's
can
hope that's it.
see someone getting hurt, and then that's
Yeah,
it. You
yeah, that's
can't
true.
have horseshoes ever again.
I can see that, but at the same time, I could, we can argue that for any of the cosplay.
Well, yeah,
But
absolutely.
well, a question that I ask in each of my interviews: in all of My Little Pony, what would you say is the one line or one scene that defines you the most,
The one line
or scene?
or scene that defines me.
Yeah, or speaks out to you the most.
Wow, that's a really good question, and
Trademark
I have
Osaka
to
Jack
think about
question
that.
91 times. Woohoo! The only
Huh.
people that don't hesitate are the ones who have heard my stuff and are prepared for that question. But
Let's see. I don't
usually,
know.
usually the first thing to pop into your head is the best choice.
Yeah, and it's really funny actually, but the scene that I feel resonates the most,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not with me, but that I understand the
Okay,
most
sure.
is Rarity during Diamond Dogs or during the Diamond Dogs episode
Okay.
where she's whining and complaining to
Mm-hmm.
get her way and and everyone is just like, "Oh my gosh, make her stop. Just make her stop." And
Yeah.
the whole moral being just because you don't look tough doesn't mean you can't take care of yourself.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of a little bit of like a don't mistaken kindness for, stupidity
Weakness. Right.
or weakness.
Sure, sure.
And yeah, like just don't judge a book by its cover. I
Okay.
find that interesting.
I can
That
see
I
that.
resonate with that. And I don't know why. I'm not a particularly whiny individual, I don't think. But I really do like that scene.
It is a good one, yeah. I I enjoy listening to that on all of the foreign dubs because I think a lot of the actors do it really well.
Yeah, it's a good scene.
Mm.
I have enjoyed it in Japanese. I've enjoyed it in I think I heard it in German. I don't know,
French
they're all pretty
French is
good.
really good too. Julie Bazix does a really good job.
I'll have to check it out.
Of course, I still think Tabitha does it the best, but
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, I don't want to say that scene, but I don't know.
Sure,
There's
go
something
for it.
about it.
Yeah.
There's something about it."
This is whining.
Yeah, I think it's like I'm not whining. Let me show you whining.
Perhaps that's another reason that it speaks to you. Just like, oh no, did you just complain about me? Oh, now I'm going to show you what complaining is. Hold on to your butt. Here we go. All right, crack your
That
knuckles.
yeah, that's a little true. When I'm working as the con chair for Equestria LA and when I'm doing my job at work, it's like, "Oh, you think I'm being difficult? Let me show you what being difficult really is."
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it resonates.
I can relate to that as a teacher if I'll have a student whine about it being too tough. You think this is tough English? Oh, no, no, no. We're going to get this. All right, check out this pattern here.
Yeah,
We're gonna work with this one now. And let me tell you, I barely understand it. So you're gonna have a heck of a time. Here we go, champ. Come on.
let me show you this word that is pronounced the same way, even though it's spelt four different ways.
The tough cop coughed as he plowed through the dough.
Oh
OUGH
gosh,
in 8 different ways. Boom! Yeah!
that's that's mean.
It's mean, but at the same time, I'm like, keeps my job secure. Woohoo! Thank you,
That's true.
English, for being difficult. Woo!
Yeah, as long as English is the most difficult language to learn, you've got a job.
It's also the fastest growing language in the world.
I think I was reading something that said English is spoken as the second language in 70% of the countries in the
Makes
world
sense,
now.
yeah. A lot. I know that a lot of business English that I teach, it isn't so much teaching perfect English, but teaching them how to communicate in the most simple manner with other people who are using the exact same type of English. Yeah, because any Japanese business person that's doing business in Philippines, they use English,
Oh,
and
well, yeah.
And it's not perfect English that they're using. It's communicate what we need in as few words as possible English.
Right.
Which is great, yeah.
Well, what's nice too is that it's not beat around the bush English.
Yeah.
Which was something that was very difficult for me in Japan, because
Mm-hmm.
everything is saying what they're not saying.
Yeah.
And it's like, just be straightforward with me, and they can't. That's just not their culture.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's very difficult to get a completely straight answer. And,
Yeah.
I've been here long enough that I can mostly recognize it. But, yeah, when somebody new comes over and just says, well, they didn't complain about it, so it's okay, right? No, man. Did you see the position of their head when they told you it was okay? No, they don't want you to do it, and they want you to stop, and the fact that you're not getting it pisses them off.
Right.
You are what they're going to complain about when they're drinking tonight. So,
yes,
come on,
and they're going to
change.
use all those words for foreigner that you're not supposed to use.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's a whole second interview going on here where people are going to be like, I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about Japan.
Yeah, it happens. I don't know that any of my interviews have been fully on track, and if they are, I highly apologize because I never intended that to happen.
It's not fun if all the interviews are the same.
Exactly.
Right?
It's why I have never asked who's your favorite pony.
Oh,
Not
thank goodness.
once. And it's I'm sorry people that use that as their first question, but it's not that interesting.
It's not. It's just a vehicle to get people arguing.
This is true, yeah. Yeah. And I still insist it's not perfect, but if you speak to a person, once you've finished speaking to them, you know what their favorite pony is. Or you're pretty good at guessing what it is.
Right. Well, it's your question. What part of My Little Pony resonates with you?
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be from their favorite pony, just what's the mood that grabs them.
Well, in case you haven't figured out, I told you who my favorite pony was already.
Yep. And if you haven't gotten it, then you haven't been paying attention. Go ahead and hit rewind. Click back into the scroll bar a few minutes, and you'll be able to figure it out. I'm sorry, that sounded egotistical. I apologize. Well, everybody, today we have been speaking with Karen Padilla on a wide range of stuff that I really hadn't planned, but that's how it goes.
It was fun.
Yep. Be sure to get tickets for the Grand Galloping Gala happening in a few weeks as of releasing this, and keep eyes and ears open for information about EQLA. Sorry, EQLA.
Yes. EQLA.
EQLA. Thank you so much for coming by today.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
Everybody, this has been Osaka Jack with Into the Spotlight on Everfree Network. We'll catch you next time.